everyone, this is Persephone. Today I'm going to make a video about my opinion and experiences with female friendship and why I think that female friendship is an absolute scam and that the path to success, happiness and inner peace in life is to actually not have female friends. Before we start, let me clarify that I have no ill will or hatred towards anyone, even towards the person whose screenshot you are seeing on my screen, that she used to be a former friend, quote unquote, but she wrote these things in public with her own face and her own name plastered to them, so I think it's okay for me to make a commentary on it. Please don't find her and harass her. This is not my goal to have her harassed, but I just want to say that because there are people who find very hard to believe what I say. So it's better to show you with a practical example of how some people are backstabbing snakes and they approach you with an agenda very early on. So growing up, I was fed completely delusional stories about friendships from media, from movies, from TV series, books, everywhere, even when you are at school, even from anime, and you have this belief as a young girl that you're going to eventually find your own tribe of women, that they're very good people and they're going to have your back and you're going to discuss your problems and about your work and romantic relationships with them and you're going to be friends forever, all of that stuff. Then reality comes to hit you like a ton of bricks. And I have to say that I believe that I have extremely low opinion about 85% of humans at the moment. I have met in my life a handful of women, but they are exceptionally good people, moral people, and I'm honored to call them friends, people that I know for over 10 years. But if you ask me, if you say, well, Persephone, if you have some friends, why are you talking about the happiness of having no friends? It's because these women are the exception that practically validates the rule that most women are extremely limited people. They don't have the emotional and mental maturity and resources to be good friends. I will explain why. And there is a next level to that is this person in the screenshot, that there are people who target you to ruin your life as a sport for fun because they're bad people. And because they have failed in life, they suck, and they can't stand you to be more successful than them. Narcissists can never let other people be more successful than them. I'm not saying that this woman is a narcissist, but if you see what she writes, there are definitely some problems with it. So there are many people who live their life in a perpetual state of distraction, trying to be distracted from their problems, addiction, and basically not using their brain. This is IQ unrelated, that you have to train yourself, you have to condition yourself to think when you hear something or when you see something, and not to just react on how it makes you feel. But most people cannot do that. They have a jerk-knee automatic reaction when they feel bad. So you start having these friends. I have friends, that failed friends that came from multiple workplaces, that came from school, that even came from sex work, that we all start well, everything is fine, until I do something that triggers them, that surpasses them in some area, and then all hell breaks loose. To give you an example, there was a campsite that there was a girl that we used to be online friends, but still, it's still a person on the other side for about 2 years. I would promote her stuff like retweet, re-MV and so on. She would promote mine. We would say, hi, how are you, to each other about our day. And I wasn't doing live streams on that site. I'm going to say which site it is. It's ManyVids. I wasn't live streaming on ManyVids. I was live streaming on Chaturbate and on other sites. And she was live streaming there, and she could never get into the top 100 earners. She was always 200, 300, which is still pretty good, but she was never on the top 100, and I knew that. And then one day last summer, I decided to try ManyVids, try live streaming, and I'm the type of person that I go on all in. Like if I live stream somewhere, it's going to be 10 to 12 hours. It's not going to be 1 hour here and 2 hours there, because I also want to test my limits and the platform's limits. And the first month, I got into number 63 on the top 100. I don't say this to brag. I truly believe that if you follow my advice on this channel and if you put the hours, you're going to have the results. At the end, it's like any job. The more hours you put, the better you become, the more you learn, the more people know you, the bigger your following, and then money follow all of that. And then there was one day, a few days after that, maybe 1 or 2 days, that I messaged her something and I said, hey, can you please change your pinned post on your profile because I have already promoted it, and can you send me more stuff to promote? Because I felt bad that she was helping me and I wasn't helping her because I had already, imagine like retweeting, you retweeted everything. And then she sends me this extremely long, hateful message that it says things like white bitch, loser, I have better things to do than to inconvenience myself to make life easier for you, and some unbelievable, like, poisonous things. And all that because I told her, can you please change the post so I can promote you, help you? And I was sitting there like stunned, and she blocked me, like, what happened? And I realized it was all because I got into the top 100 and she couldn't. That was the only thing that had changed. So a person that I considered a good online friend for 2 years discarded me overnight over something like that. And I wish this was the only case. I wish this was an isolated case. Second, most people are not qualified to give good advice. They're therapists and life coaches and trained professionals exist for a reason. So if they're going to tell you what to do, most likely they're going to burn you with their bad advice, or they're going to tell you what they would do if they have the problem you have that most of the time doesn't even apply to you. You're a different person. And the biggest problem that I have, actually the second biggest, because the big problem is the person that I'm showing on the screenshot, is that many people try to use me as an unpaid therapist, especially women. Also men, but women do that the most. That I don't have the time to hear about your boyfriend that you're on and off every week, or about your situationship, or about how you don't lose the weight because you eat shit, you feel like shit, and you're not into self-development. I don't have time for all of that. So I have decided that either you work with me or you work out with me, and you have to bring something to the table because I don't have time for randoms and for losers. They're just looking to take from me. And this lady here, she messaged me a few years ago. She said that she was my fan from when I used to do podcasts with some other lesser life form, male lesser life form that I won't even mention. And she was both of our fans, or a fan of both of us. And she wanted to be my good friend. And we had many things in common, blah, blah, blah. And then she went full on bipolar at some point, and we had a very big fallout. And now she's doing the rounds saying that I'm a psychopathic lesbian who's obsessed with her and stalking her account. And someone through the grapevine sent me the screenshots that this woman said about me within 20 minutes of them talking. Basically, it's been years and she's still going around saying horrible things about me. And first of all, I'm not a lesbian, I'm bisexual. And outing people like that isn't nice. Second, even if I was a lesbian, I wouldn't have the bad taste to want this person. Because I don't care how you look, but this type of personality, no. And then she's bragging about being a good friend and being moral and abiding to Muslim morals, although she's no longer a Muslim, blah, blah, blah. And then you look at her Twitter. I hadn't looked at her Twitter in months, and she says, everything in life is about extracting as much resources from people, then discarding them when you get what you want. We're given youth, beauty, and vitality to procreate, and then that's gone, and we're invisible. Same with the wealthy who lose their wealth. So that's why she approached me, straight out of the horse's mouth, getting as many resources as she can from me, and then discarding me. And I wish this woman was the exception. And this is by far not an isolated case. I have seen many like her kind. And then she says, I'm a misanthrope, I'm a pessimist, she's also an antinatalist. Dr. Sam Vaknin, whose opinions I really respect, said that antinatalism is a form of narcissism. That it takes a lot of delusions and a lot of entitlement to tell other people, hey, it would have been better if you weren't born. I heard from two people face to face that it was better if I had never been born. My narcissistic mother and this woman. And the people who share her philosophy. Luckily for the rest of us, only losers on steroids join antinatalism, so this movement will never have any power. If you ask me, it's a failed movement. And also all of these people are evolutionary rejects. Because evolution happens and humanity survives because as mammals, we are species that we have to be working with other people. We are social. We have to be to survive. If humans didn't create tribes, humanity wouldn't have made it to today. So whether we like it or not, we need to choose other humans to work together. And I say this as an 85% misanthropist, but it is what it is. So when you approach someone to be their friend like she did, and then you turn against them and backstab them, if we were in a lawless society, if something happened to civilization and we went full on cyberpunk, she would be the first to die. Because she's biting even her own allies like a rabid dog. So I believe, seeing all of this, that these people are tremendously defective, they need mental help that the current mental health services cannot provide. The fact that she's hiding behind autism to write this atrocious thing is really angering me, because I am autistic, and yet you are not going to see me going around saying, hey, I'm autistic, I represent autistic people, and this is what I think, that other people are resources to be used and then discarded. Last time I checked, psychopathy was a philosophy that promoted this kind of thing. Use people and discard them. And I can say that 85% of women that I've met in my life fall into this category one way or another. They wanted to help me find a boyfriend for them, or to keep them company when they're single and they need someone to whine on, or after my YouTube channel hit 10,000 subscribers, they wanted help to start their own, or some way to use me. And then after they got what they wanted, to leave. And there are also people like my narcissistic mother who harm other women for fun. My mother, if you cross paths with her and she's envious of you about something, she's going to harm you just for the fun of harming you. Even if she doesn't get money out of it, even if she doesn't get anything tangible out of it, harming other people is very, very fun for a narcissist, which makes them more dangerous than psychopaths, if you ask me. Because, for example, if you have a lot of money, you know that psychopaths are going to target you because they want the money. That's predictable. But some person that they're going to try to target you, to harass you and ruin your life for fun, like this Sarah, that, by the way, if you watch this Sarah, you call yourself a girly. When you are on the closer side to 40, you're too old to call yourself a girly. Call yourself a woman, please. It's ridiculous. I didn't want to add the tweets where she says I'm a this and that girly, but you're no girl. I'm sorry, that ship has sailed. So she says it, we're giving youth, beauty and vitality, and then that's gone. So basically, you're someone that you don't have money, you don't look good, you hate yourself, so you promote that everyone else should die. Isn't that the pinnacle of narcissism? Promoting the fact that whatever you feel needs to leak and contaminate everyone around you. I wish I could ask antinatalists, has it ever crossed your mind that your life sucks not because life sucks for everyone, but because you're a loser? I could turn every antinatalist man into a pronatalist in an instant. If I could actually, if we had the technology that Ray Kurzweil talks about, and you could choose a body for yourself. Let's say you can upload your brain, mind uploading is a thing, and then your new body is someone you choose. And let's say you choose Machine Gun Kelly, which is my favorite white guy. 6'3", white, blonde, blue eyes, rock star, multimillionaire. But I would tell you, I can give you this body for free, but you have to sign a document denouncing antinatalism. Would you do it? Do you really think there would be one man on the planet that would say no? Give me my body that is fat, old, bald, 2 inches, the body that I used to have, and I'm staying an antinatalist. If you think there is even one man like that, you have some learning about the world to do. So these days, I'm on other platforms too that I'm not going to share on YouTube, because it's much more fun to be on places where people who don't know who I am. And there are these women that they message me, and they send these creepy messages saying, oh, if you need a friend, I'm here for you. I can be your agony aunt. If you want to rant, I'm here. And they message back and they say, hey, I'm not feel comfortable ranting to strangers. I don't use strangers as unpaid therapists. If I want to talk to someone, I can pay a therapist and go talk to them. I do that from time to time, and a psychiatrist. And they always disappear. And then I did some background research on these accounts that they messaged me on a different platform. One of them was a meth addict mom that she's trying to get off of meth on her own without rehab. Like, okay, I respect that, but you have a kid and you're kicking meth. You don't have time to be my agony aunt. So I have to assume that you're messaging me for predatory reasons. Another one was claiming to be a lesbian who had a girlfriend, a live-in girlfriend, and then she wanted some kind of online affair with me. I don't know. I wasn't interested. And also you have a girlfriend. And the last one was a trans woman, which again, I don't have anything against trans people, but if you were born in biological male, I need to know more about you before I start talking about my personal business, because how do I know that's even the truth? How do I know that you're not a creepy man on a dress who wants to fuck me? Sorry that this is YouTube and they say like that, because I have had my fair share of men in this porn industry that they pretend to be friends where all they want is just to get in your pants. So the fact that you use a female name online when you're a biological male, I'm not going to trust you instantly like you want to. So overall, ever since I decided that I'm going to be friendly with people, but I'm not going to be friends with them for at least 10 years, I've spoken about that before. You're 10 years on the training and, how to say this, experimental stage to see that if you can be with me and you can be civilized and we can work together, if you have something that our interests align and we can work together for 10 years and you don't backstab me once, I'm going to be honored to call myself your friend and I'm going to go above and beyond. But these people are unicorns. I have people on the 2nd year, I have one on the 6th year, but you never know. Most of them, the first 6 months, and then the backstabbing begins. Like this woman that is proudly saying that that's how she lives her life, extracting resources from people and then discarding them. Well, good for you. Her parents are in their 70s. When her parents pass away, because whether we like it or not, that's going to happen, and she's alone without a support system and without money because she has also chosen a completely failed career. If this woman can actually do the career she wants to do, I'm going to be an astronaut and have my own space station. I'm that sure that it's not going to happen. Then I want to see how you're going to live then and how much your antinatalist quote-unquote online friends are going to support you. Evolutionary rejects cannot support you. I'm really fed up in 2025. I don't have time for people who are in lesser levels of existence and determined to stay there. Adapt or die. More than ever now. I'm telling you, the universal basic income is going to be a lie. This is my prediction. I'm sure of it. When AI takes over, the wealthy are going to hoard all the resources again, and the rest of the people are just going to start dying. They won't be given anything. This has happened in human history again and again and again. I don't know how the Santa Claus was for adults, that the government is going to be giving us checks to sit around and watch porn and consume like stuff like junk food and resources. I don't know how people believe that. Sometimes I feel either I'm crazy or them. In what kind of human history did you just sit around and the government fed you? And you think it's going to happen now? Rich people don't want or care about the poor people or the non-elite people to live. So that's all for today. I'm telling you, if you want my advice, if you don't want it, just watch this video for the sake of the drama and the gossip and ignore the rest. I would say sit down and evaluate the women in your life if you're a woman. But you can do the same for the man if you're a man. What does this person bring to the table? Do you feel better after talking to them? Do they help you with a project? Can you go out and do a healthy activity with them, like go for a walk, go for a run, play a sport, work out, because we have limited time? Every time you try to share an idea or a goal or a dream you have with them, are they supportive? Do they say, dude, go for it, I believe in you? Or if you want me to help with something, how can I help you? Or, hey, you want to lose weight, then I'm not going to eat junk food where we are together. I'm going to be supportive. Or they are very, very quick to start telling you why all it's going to fail, how it's not going to succeed, how it's a scam, how it's delusional, how it's a stupid idea, how it's a good idea, but you don't have what it takes, so it won't succeed for you, and so on. Do you know them just because you were in the same neighborhood or in the same school and you have nothing in common anymore, but you just keep them around for sentimental reasons and they take over your time like a time parasite, and now you don't have time for yourself or you don't have time to make new friends? If these things apply, then they are time to go. They are a liability. Either you have to lie to them and start cutting ties slowly, or you have to go no contact, or you have to slow fade them. I don't care how you're going to do it. Your survival is on the line. And I'm telling you, most women are just going to ruin you, to drag you down, because they cannot stand it if you're a better woman than them. Or even if you are not. Some people are just going to hate you because you are a normal person, you can enjoy the simple things in life, and you have inner peace, and they are in constant turmoil.